Good morning, everyone. We got some ambiance coming on the podcast this morning. I hope everyone's having a good morning, good start to their day. I know I am. Am I still half asleep? Maybe. But that's the price you have to pay when you have a podcast that only takes place in the morning. You have to force yourself to wake up, force yourself to, indulge in conversation this early, and everything will be okay. I have a really special guest on the Morning Coffee Pod today. As I'm sure everyone is aware, I'm on a trip right now to Saskatoon and then going to Toronto tomorrow for a concert because I make sure that everyone on the internet knows what I'm doing at all times because I'm constantly updating everyone. But today we got a very special guest. We got my dad, Mr. James Kyle, on the podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored to be, what would this be, the third guest? Fourth
This
guest?
is the fourth guest.
Fourth guest.
You're my
I'm honored
first
to
male
be.
guest.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect.
We support equality on the MCP over here. But we got lots of interesting topics to talk to you guys about today. My dad wants to clarify something about episode 7
We'll
first.
see if we get that. We'll see if we get there. Let's just talk fun stuff first.
Okay. My dad's mad at me for what I said about him on episode 7. But we'll get to that in a second. So I thought that we could talk about music as the first topic because that's an interest that my dad and I have in common.
Yeah, definitely. You've definitely matured and grown in your musical taste, which I'm quite proud of because there was, at one point, I was unsure. I was unsure you would reach this level of awesomeness in your musical taste.
I'm honored that that's what you have to say. Right now, my favorite band is Blondie. I just got a Blondie CD because my aux cord is broken in my car. And then my dad gave me a really awesome life hack for getting things unstuck out of your
hot glue
cord.
gun on a pin to pull the thing out of the thing.
Mm-hmm. You see,
Yeah.
Descriptiveness runs in the family here. Anyway, that's my favorite band.
Punk rock. That's punk rock for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up listening to the classic rock, which you're into now. All of those different bands, like because of my dad, your grandpa. He listened to Pink Floyd and the Doors and all that stuff, and then your nanny as well. She was a big Supertramp fan and Bob Marley fan. So I grew up listening to music from both of them. And when I started listening to my own type of music, I went straight to punk rock. So when I was younger than you, 13, 14, I learned the beautiful world of punk rock and started going to concerts, Bad Religion and Goldfinger, and I've seen so many shows over the years that.
Yeah. Do you have one that stands out as your favorite?
Oh, probably Ben Harper and Jack Johnson. Like me and Nanny, your grandma, and Uncle Devin drove. Well, it was pretty crazy. I might have this mixed up a little bit, but I do believe Nanny picked me up from Waskesiu on a Thursday, and then we drove to Washington to pick up Uncle Devin, and then after we picked up Uncle Devin, we drove to Montana to pick up Uncle Devin, and then we drove to Washington to see Ben Harper live at the Gorge, which is a huge amphitheater, 20,000 seat arena at the mouth of this huge canyon. It was freaking amazing, and Jack Johnson was his opener. And then after the concert, we drove back to drop off Devin, and Nanny was back at work Monday morning.
Wow.
Yeah, so we put on some kilometers that weekend.
Road trip.
Yeah, that was a pretty serious road trip, and that was probably one of my favorite concerts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Aside from that, I don't know if you know, but my favorite punk band is Bad Religion, and me and my buddy Jesse Louie, in grade, I think probably 10 or 9 maybe even, convinced our parents to let us go to Edmonton to see Bad Religion. So that's that poster on my wall with the ticket stub that I've had forever. That show, 1999, nice. Bad Religion tour with Loudmouth strung out in Belvedere opening for them. It was amazing.
Sweet.
Me and my buddy just let loose free in Edmonton with a pocket full of cash, just the two of us. Greatest show ever. I think I was 1999 would have made me 17. Yeah.
Wow.
So 17.
Sweet.
16 or 17, something like that. Yeah, that was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I think I still have the cassette tapes that I bought that day.
Wow.
Yeah. If you even know what a cassette tape is.
I do actually
that's
know
good.
what a cassette
See?
tape is.
Prideful, pride again. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And what about you? You've seen a couple shows.
Yeah.
I took you to your first concert.
True. I did go see Selena Gomez like 3 times.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's pretty punk rock if I
Oh,
can
yeah.
say so myself.
I just wanted to encourage, a taste for music.
Yeah.
I just wanted to encourage you listening to music. So any show you wanted to go to, I'd take you to.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if I liked it or not, right?
Yeah. And then what other ones have I gone to? We saw what's Jimmy Fallon's band name? We saw them.
Oh, right. Questlove.
What's his band name?
What are they called? That is goodness sakes. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Questlove is the drummer for Google. Keep going, I'll find it.
Okay. Anyway, we saw them at the Saskatoon Jazz Festival.
That was cool.
When I was a kid, I would literally look forward to it every year. It was core memories being there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so fun.
We saw lots of bands at the Jazz Fest. I took you to Ben Harper and Charlie Musselwhite. I think I took you to Charlie Tuna. Charlie Tuna is one of the MCs for Jurassic 5. Oh. And he was at the Jazz Fest one year. I took you guys to that. Yeah. Lots of bands for sure.
I liked going there. I'm going to see Remy Wolf in 2 days in Toronto. I think it's going to a concert makes it more fun when you have to travel to get there.
Oh, for sure. It adds to the whole build-up, the build-up,
Yeah.
If it's coming to your city and you just buy a ticket and you're waiting for the day out, sure, it's exciting, but, you go on a big fat trip and a whole bunch of different things just in order to get there. Nanny's always been like that, too, so just like that big trip to Washington.
Right. Mm-hmm. That'd be fun.
It was, road tripping with Nanny's pretty cool, yeah.
But, and then one of my friends is in a band. They're in a band, Nuclear Disco. It's like a punk band.
Nice.
So we went to go see them at this place in downtown Vancouver. Jimi Hendrix played there.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
I was super psyched for you. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. Being in a mosh pit.
The Roots. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. It's too early in the morning. You made me get up too early, but
I made you get up too early. Okay.
I'm just honored.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Next time we'll do this at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you'll see what's early.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the earliest memories I have for bands as well was me and Uncle Mitch went to Goldfinger. And we didn't really know who they were back then, but all of a sudden we're at Louis at an all-ages show. Louis doesn't always have all-ages shows anymore, but they used to have lots. And it's like this ska band that just came out and killed it. And we were super young, 15 or 16. And that was one of the best shows that I remember too. I had so many memories. I got a drumstick from that one. I used to have that concert poster for a long time. And Uncle Mitch and I, that's when we started actually kind of getting into that kind of stuff. And Uncle Ryan too, because he's a big musician, right? The guitar player.
Right.
Yeah.
He looks like someone who would be into ska.
Yeah, remember I wanted you to be my ska band and you used to get mad at me? Because you were the trombone player and you're like, no, Dad, I'm not going to be in a ska band. But now you're probably like, fuck yeah. Can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay.
I swear on mine, it's fine.
Okay, good.
I'd make sure to check off the box. This is not made for kids when I post it.
Okay, perfect, yeah.
We are anti-children on the Morning Coffee Pod.
Well, now that my children are pretty much adults now.
Now you can also be anti-children.
That's right. That's right. I don't give a shit about your kids.
But yeah, I love going to concerts. I also I like going to bands even if I don't know them, just for fun.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's part of why we'd always go to the Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
To see people that we don't know and just check out the smaller bands. Or the free stage, we'd go to the free stage at the Jazz Fest and watch a bunch of random people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Music's always been a big part. Taking you to Selena. Mm-hmm. I think I took you once, and your mom took you once, and maybe you went with Carissa.
Yeah. One
time, something like that. But I feel like there was another concert, big one, that you went to back then. One of those, not like Miley Cyrus or something, but something like that.
It was like one of those kind of.
Yeah, a lesser known Disney person or something. I don't know. I've always encouraged concerts. I think it's pretty important. And just like I had suspected, wasn't sure, but I suspected, you blossomed into this beautiful creature that has just an amazing taste in music. Your playlists kill it. Blondie's awesome. Grandpa Randy used to have a bunch of Blondie records. Yeah. And she's super punk rock. Just like, did you watch that whole movie yet, CBGB?
I'm like halfway through it.
That's a cool show.
Yeah,
really cool show about a little venue that all of these different, talking heads and, what the heck's his name? That really old blonde leather guy. His skin's like made out of leather now.
Bruce Springsteen.
Iggy Pop. Not Bruce Springsteen. Blasphemy. They call Bruce Springsteen the boss, but I've always thought that was misinformation or something. It should be George Thorogood. George Thorogood should be the boss.
True.
That's my opinion.
The only good Bruce Springsteen song is the Christmas one that he has with Gwen Stefani. That's the only good song.
Even that's questionable.
That's only good because it's Christmas time and everyone lets things slide under the rug during that time. Are there any genres of music that you don't like?
Not really. I like good music, even country. I don't mind country. I didn't used to like country, but as I get older, there's certain bands that are quite countryish that I don't mind. Blue Rodeo, and that might be it.
The one country band that you don't
Well,
mind.
I think Creedence is technically classified as country.
That's true.
That's
true.
That's like a country rock from way back then.
Yeah.
And I love Creedence.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd
me
really
too.
classify them as country, but on every thing you type or Google, or everything that comes up, it's classified as a country genre. So
I would love to go to a Creedence concert.
Me too,
We're
yeah.
talking about it, and every time because I have some songs on my playlist that are Creedence, and then Cole and I will listen to it when I drive him places.
yeah, that's one of the records that I always put on when you guys are
Yeah.
growing up, man. So
Cole and I have this same vivid memory of Sunday, house clean, doors open. It's like a summer day, and then
Dad's pumping Creedence.
yeah,
Nice.
Creedence is playing.
Yeah.
So it's that's a nice nostalgic little memory that I
Totally.
have.
Right on. That's good.
Yeah.
I got those same memories from Grandpa Randy.
Mm.
A lot of different bands, and that's the one thing about music that I kind of like. You don't really realize is that I was digging through a flea market one day and I came across a record. I can't remember what record it was. I think it might have been The Doors or something like that. And I brought it home and I turned it on and I was just transported back to my childhood. I was doing the dishes with Tara in the kitchen, and Dad was walking around with a cigarette, so there's always smoke in the house. So I remember that smell, and he had that record playing, and I had no recollection of this day, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm back there and I'm scrubbing dishes with Tara in the kitchen, standing on a stool, listening to the same record. So it just transported me back to, I don't know, just a packed away memory that, it was neat. I thought that was cool. Yeah.
That's that thing too when you are walking and then you smell something and then it triggers a memory that you had or something
cinnamon
that.
buns of bread or something. Yeah,
something
that
weird.
triggers memories for sure. Nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was good coffee.
It is. Yeah, my dad and I are drinking a nice little French press with a caramel macchiato creamer. It's pretty good. My dad is the one who got me and my brother hooked on the butter pecan creamer.
Oh, that's good stuff, eh?
Yeah. That's the same thing. Whenever I drink hot coffee with that, it reminds me of either the family reunion that we went to over the summer or last Christmas.
Right, Christmas time.
Here.
We're here. Yeah, Cole said the same thing. Yeah. It's man, I love your coffee. I think he texted me when he was at home shortly after. What was that? What flavor was that? Because I need that again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, every morning I drink it. And
love my coffee.
Yeah, super good.
But I'm not a black coffee fan. Can you drink black coffee?
I went through a black coffee phase, but I can only drink it if it's iced. I'm going through a little espresso phase where I'll just drink a shot of espresso.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delectable.
Totally. Do you sip it or do you just take it right down?
No, I sip it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll put
Very,
over ice.
very Italian of you.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was if I'm going to go to Europe, I got to
Yeah, you got to figure out. Yeah, you got to fit in.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sore thumb chugging espresso. For sure.
Just take the shot as soon as they give it to me. They'd kick me out.
They probably would kick you out of the country. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I didn't know that my bio teacher told me that when you go to Europe, and like you have to like pay to sit down in the cafes.
Oh, really?
And there's like standing parts, like there's like a bar, and it's like that's free to stand in, but then they ask you if you want to sit, and it's like extra.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
You know, I could see something like that.
Yeah, and then they like shun you if
Right.
you
Really?
sit down. You don't
Sit down
pay.
and don't pay.
Yeah,
Really?
like everyone freaks out.
Interesting.
I didn't know
That's
that
things that you wouldn't. That's things that you wouldn't know. You know, that's like cultural or societal expectancies that we wouldn't catch or a tourist wouldn't catch. You know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Europe someday. Yeah, and you want to go to Europe too, right?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna backpack around France and stuff, or where are you gonna land? Where are you gonna go? Any ideas, or you just want to go? You just want to go across the boat?
Jesus. I'm getting interrogated. This
No,
morning.
you must have some idea. Like you want to see London, I know.
Yeah.
You want to see Rome, I know. What about like France?
I want to go to like the fashion capitals, London, Milan, Paris for sure. I got a friend in
Spain,
Milan,
yeah.
so I'd want to go visit her, and then I don't know. I think like I'll just figure it out when I get there. But like I don't have any like immediate plans to go, which is why I haven't like thought about it too much.
Right.
Because I'll go to Banff first, and then since I'll be on my own and I'll like be used
Well,
to
you might get to Banff and not like it and go one town over and then end up staying there for 4 years or something. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Don't make plans. Don't make anything in stone. Just kind of go with it. You're young enough.
Yeah.
You can just kind of do whatever.
Well,
you know, if there's any 911s, I'm like 5-hour drive away, so it's not that big of a deal. You know.
Well, because that's the problem that I have. I want to be like less uptight when it comes to like plans.
Are you an uptight planner?
Well, I feel like I always have to like have a plan or like something that's like on my radar to do.
Right.
I'm trying to be like more spontaneous.
Interesting. That's a good goal.
Yeah.
I approve of that. Yeah. I have trouble making plans. I'm not a big planner. I do like when I have to, but I mean like getting you here in 3 months for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Like I have to plan that, but I mean as far as my day-to-day life goes, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just
like
go with whatever, man. You know, I don't want to have plans this weekend. I want to just kind of go with it.
Right.
What did I say last night? Let it be organic. Let it move. Let it grow with you.
Flow.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Where do you want to go the most in Europe? For me, it's probably like
Belgium?
No, not Belgium. Berlin.
Ah.
Because when I was in
Berlin.
history class, that was like the main like topic because Berlin's like full of history and like so many things happen there.
Yeah.
So I want to go and like see all of
recent
it,
history. There's lots of recent history there, like World War II and One and stuff like that.
like Cold War stuff too, like
for
Berlin
sure.
Wall. Yeah, I want to go.
I think like my bucket list. I think number 1 on my bucket list is Paris. And for the only reason that I want to go to the cemetery where Jim Morrison's buried, and I want to have a shot of whiskey with Jim.
Sweet.
That is my number 1 bucket list item. So, I mean, when Sean's old enough and done and 18, 19, whatever, and I'm able to just go, I'm probably just going to go, you know. Lots of people travel when they're young, but we had kids young, so my plan is to go over there and check it out when I'm older, you know. I'll be 45, 45, 46 is pretty old, but I mean, it's not that old.
You're gonna have like a midlife crisis and like die.
Dude, I'm already I'm going through a midlife crisis. My 40th birthday sucked.
Really?
Oh god, I've been struggling hard. I just don't want to be old. I feel like I'm going old now. Yeah.
You don't have a single gray hair. That's something.
Yeah. Well, I've had a couple. I've had a few. A couple in my beard, but nothing in the hair yet. I think
That's okay.
Yeah. It's fine. I've always been the young one, and I've always made fun of my brother and sister for being old. And now I'm 40. I feel like I'm, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, it's all downhill from here, man.
No way.
Yeah. No, I got some plans. I want to see Italy. I want to go to Scandinavia.
Ooh, yeah.
Go check out some old school Viking stuff, and obviously everybody's got Scotland and England on their mind, and I got to think about places to go that I know people, and I know some people in London, and I know some people in Rome. So I'd like to maybe try to have some half formulated plan, but like just go get a hostel in Paris for like a couple of days and like go see Jem, and then get on a train either north, south, east, or west, and just like one of those places, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of Yeah,
that's a good plan. I think that like when you're in Europe, it's easy to like move around because everything is like so condensed there. Like the countries are so close together. Like I always forget how big Canada is.
Yeah.
Where you can drive for like 10 hours and you'll still be like in the same province basically.
Yeah.
But it's like in Europe, you'll be like 3 countries over.
Totally. Yeah. In half that time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I think also because like if I'm gonna go to Europe, I'm gonna go for like a long time because I don't want to like spend $2,000 on a plane ticket just to go for like
get
a
some
week.
kind of a temporary European visa.
Something
and
like
just
that.
head out there and
Yeah.
get a job somewhere and stay for a few and keep on going. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I want to see as many like Roman ruins as possible. I freaking love reading about like Rome and historical fiction reading. I love that. That's like my favorite genre.
Really?
Yeah. I love historical fiction. Like that Skystone series I used to.
Oh yeah. Like the one about the sword.
Yeah. Well, it's Arthurian legend for sure. It's like a series by Jack White, who I believe is a Scots-born Canadian citizen who lives in Kelowna, I think. God, I don't know. I think he's fairly old now, but he's like my favorite author. And talking like his books are like based on like the fall of the Roman Empire and the group of individuals that formed the community that eventually became Camelot. And it's like it's the biggest series I've ever read. Every book is like 300 pages, 400 pages. There's like 9 books in the entire series. I've read all of them like 3 times. Like I love it. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite. So like anything there, like go to England and then go like walking one of the old Roman roads or something, you know, like super freaking cool. That'd be really neat.
I like Roman architecture.
Yeah.
Like old.
All the ruins. Yeah,
all
that's
the ruins and stuff. Yeah, too. It's cool. Even just like Europe architecture in general. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
It's neat to think about how they accomplish all that stuff, but again, it's just like slave labor. You know, they would conquer like a group of people, enslave them, build a road, teach them how to fight, and then keep going.
And then take
and
their
then
land.
then go next and conquer the next one.
Yeah.
You know, conquer the next one and keep moving, right?
Yeah.
That's how the Romans did it, you know, but they
That's how England did it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well England continued
yeah.
after the Romans, right? The Romans set them up with the infrastructure to continue colonizing the world.
Yep.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah.
We
now
are
now you'll like that one, yeah.
Queen of England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, traveling would be fun. I really want to go to like New Zealand and stuff. I didn't know that to go to Australia you have to have a visa to go there.
Oh really? You can't just go visit?
You can't just go there.
I think that's from the fallout of COVID.
Yeah. But then they're just keeping it.
Yeah, I think before COVID it wasn't like that. But the Prime Minister of Australia during COVID said no. Nobody's coming. Nobody can come in here.
Well, it makes sense because like they didn't have it as bad as like the rest of the world because they were like locked. They were like really ahead of everyone. Like they were only isolated for like a couple months, and then everything went back to normal for them. Oh, because they didn't let anybody in. I guess. Yeah, weird. Yeah. I think it was even a problem for like citizens to get back there. Yeah. That were citizens. They were like, you know. They were like stuck in other countries.
Yeah. I remember. I don't know. I don't really watch the news, so I didn't really follow any of that stuff. Yeah. I did my part. I had to do whatever, but you know, that was messed up. Yeah.
I think I'd go to New Zealand though, because like there's too many bugs in Australia. I can handle it.
I'm pretty sure the same bugs are in New Zealand than there are in Australia.
I'm just not going to think about that.
Okay.
And I'll go like blind into the country.
Blind faith?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Good. Whatever, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go to New Zealand too, but I mean those two aren't too high on my list. Yeah. Yeah. More like old ancient stuff like that. Yeah. Jim Morrison. And you know, they'll probably change 100 times. Just like you. You change your mind. You've probably already changed your mind about where you're going first, right? Yeah. Yeah. So then that's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably just whichever plane ticket's the cheapest.
Yeah, right. That's how you got to think. Yeah. You know, when you're living on a budget, that's how you got to think, man. Yeah. Where should I go this weekend? Well, you know, this one's $2,000 cheaper. I think I'll go there. Yeah.
My history teacher, he's like he worked on cruises, so he would go and like wherever the cruise was going, he would do like history presentations on like the history of like where they were going. Nice. So he literally just got to like cruise around for free. Now he's retired. He like spends all his time on cruises. Nice. Just going all around the world, and I'm like, what a life to live.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Probably took him 50 years, but cool. Good for him. You know.
Yeah.
stick with it. Way to hang in there, bud.
But yeah, so one day I'll do a morning coffee podcast episode with me and my dad and somewhere in Europe, and then we'll be going back to our roots. Just a little ASMR for you guys.
No ambience. Sit in the room.
We'll have to do like soothing music in the background.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever get into the idea of like playing music? Because you played the trombone there for quite some time, and you're pretty killer. You're family's best trombone player, I gotta say.
True. I'm probably the only trombone player too.
Oh, let's not look at the details there. Let's just
Yeah, that's like when my parents used to say that I'm their favorite daughter. Same thing. I'm their only daughter.
You are my favorite daughter. That's right.
I mean, I did play trombone for 3 years. Was pretty good at it, but I did over COVID. I did buy an electric guitar because I was ambitious and I thought that I would have the motivation to teach myself, but I didn't.
Did you learn one song at least?
Yeah, I learned the opening to Santeria.
There you go.
By Sublime.
There you go. Good.
So that's
girl.
all you need to know.
Good girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the song, anyways.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Nobody listens to the rest, anyways.
If anyone doesn't know, Santeria is my favorite song of all time. I think.
Wow. Okay.
Of all time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't listen to it every day because I don't want to get sick of it.
Yeah.
But when I do listen to it once in a while, I'm like, this is
that album is one of my favorite albums. So, like in terms of music, I've always been an album guy.
Yeah.
Right. Like you guys, you not so much you, but more so Cole and Sean. They're just like songs. They like songs. But I grew up listening to like the whole album, the whole record, like Pink Floyd, The Wall. You need to listen to the whole thing. You can't just put one song or two songs on it. And I listen to records too, vinyl, right? So it's easier to listen to that whole album. But I always feel that the artist places their songs, and well, maybe not so much these days, but the way that it used to be is they would put their songs in order and play them how they wanted to play them, and then it's an experience listening to the whole thing. So for me, I like the albums. Yeah. So that Sublime album, the self-titled one, I have it on vinyl. We've listened to it many times on the record player when you guys were growing up. I've had that one for a long time. But that album, start to finish, is Sublime's best album for sure. And Bradley Noel was an amazing like lyricist and songwriter. Like he did.
Yeah, he's really good.
He did so many good songs. And then when he passed away, the band just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
There's lots of speculation into why he. I don't think he was suicide, but I think it was an overdose. So there's a lot of people saying that, he was depressed because the band never made it. And I don't think any of that stuff's true. Just an unfortunate, turn of events.
Yeah.
And but that's a good album, and Century's on that album.
Yeah, really good. But I did learn how to play that on electric guitar. I've thought about trying to do it, but I don't know. I have so many hobbies that I'm trying to pursue, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I've been listening to, since I've been seeing so many smaller bands, it makes me want to be in a band.
Totally.
But I don't know. I think I'm more of a famous podcaster than a famous rock
star. Maybe you could
know?
start having guests on that are musicians.
True. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like your buddy, your punk rock buddy there.
Yeah.
Talk to him about what it's like being in a band and playing and stuff. That'd be a good episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any other instruments besides guitar?
I'm pretty good at tambourine. I'm a badass tambourine player.
True.
Really good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best in the biz.
The best in the biz, eh? All my family, they could all testify. Jimmy Snakebite, that's what they call me when I get the tambourine in my hand, because I'm just unstoppable,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if anyone's looking for a tambourine player for their band, this guy right here can do it.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
play a little bit of guitar. Uncle Devin is far, far better than I am. And he's the one that kind of taught me how to play guitar way back in the day. Nanny bought me a guitar when I was young, an electric guitar. And I think one of the first songs I ever learned was Lithium by Nirvana. And I think the first person I performed it for was Uncle Devin. So since then, he's always been more into the musical writing and the guitar playing, and he's getting really fucking good. And he's got a number of different guitars, like a lap slide, and a special kind of acoustic that I don't know what he's talking about when he's telling me about it. All these different things, and like
that happens a lot.
every time I turn around, he's got a new one, and he's explaining it, and they all sound amazing. And this one's got a wider neck, and this one's got a thinner neck, and this one's got a shorter neck, and this one's got a bigger body, and I don't know what any of that stuff means, but he's super freaking good. So like when I play guitar, I'm like a rhythm guy. I can strum along and I could play supporting things, but I don't like solo at all. Right. I don't know any of that stuff. Like it's really hard for me to like learn new songs. Yeah. Unless it's like a super easy Kurt Cobain style like power chord. It's really tough for me to like wrap my head around it, right? So but I play a little bit of that. And then like tambourine when I'm drinking with the family, having fun. Right. I spent some time on the harmonica, but I'm not very good. Mm-hmm. But I have right? Yeah. And I have I still have those harmonicas. I have a few different ones, but where I struggle with that is like I can't pick out the tone just by listening. Like some people can like listen and they know, oh, I need a D harmonica and like play along to sound good, like or a E harmonica. Yeah. Because there's a whole bunch of different kinds. They're all like tones.
That makes sense. I don't know why.
So like I can't tell. I'll pull out the wrong one and start like playing it. It just sounds fucking horrible. And then, like whoever's playing the guitar or whoever's playing the thing will like look at me all weird. Like I don't know how to do that stuff. So yeah, but I spent some time there. So basically just guitar and supporting Uncle Devin and his musical endeavors and tambourine when I'm feeling frisky. That's about it.
Sweet.
Yep.
I've always wanted to learn drums. Drums would be cool.
Percussion, yeah. Drums are neat. Yeah, I can't drum at all. Yeah, I'm not very good at that. Nope.
I'm not like coordinated enough to do different things with my hands.
You're welcome. You probably got that from me. Yeah. Yeah, you could credit that to the James side of the family because I'm definitely not coordinated enough for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think one day, I don't know. I like the idea of learning how to play instruments and stuff, or like like when people can play the piano and then there's like a random piano out on the street and then people can just like go and play songs. That'd be cool. Yeah. I'd like to do something like that.
But like those people also had like piano practice every Tuesday after school their whole freaking life. Yeah. Which would have sucked. True. So I mean, it's the like what level what level of commitment do you want this fantasy, like you're like me, like you'd probably take 2 or 3 and be like, this is it. That's enough. Yeah.
I can play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the piano, and that's about it.
Nice.
So that's all you need to know, just in case.
I can play "You Are My Sunshine" on the guitar, and that's pretty much it. So yeah you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll rekindle my electric guitar phase. But Cole used it for a bit.
Yeah,
he's learning.
Is he still playing a little bit? Or
I don't know. I can't remember because I know that he took guitar in school.
Yeah.
And then he was learning a bit. But
he seemed to be pretty into it, but he had to string his guitar left. So remember that guitar that Uncle Trevor gave to us? It had the picture of those skateboard girls on it.
Oh yeah.
And it sat in the corner like your guys' whole life. So if you wanted to mess around with the guitar, you could play around with this thing because it wasn't like a super expensive guitar. Well, we still have that thing, so I went and bought new strings for it, and we restrung it left for Cole when he was here, and he played that a little bit. So it was neat trying to play a few guitar songs with him, but. Again, at the same time, I was like, here, strum it like this. And then, like, after that, he's like, okay, now what? And I was like, I don't know. So that's kind of where it stopped, yeah. He said, go talk to your Uncle Devin. He'll show you some stuff. And he never did. So.
Well, I think that he had this idea after watching Stranger Things that he was going to play Master of Puppets as the first song that he learned. Yeah. So,
asinine.
So I think that kind of, like...
silly boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cole, you silly boy.
Shout out Cole.
Just gonna rock it, just like you, eh? Playing Freebird on the piano or something like that with no lessons at all. He's gonna.
That's the kind of fantasy that I have. One day, one day I'll see a piano on the street and I'll be able to play like a really cool song, and then everyone on the street will fall in love with me, and I'll be like a legend in the town.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support that. Yeah.
Do you have any like crazy concert experiences? Like anything that was like crazy that happened to you?
I've been to so many shows. I mean, this one time I went to a Motorhead. I don't know if you know who Motorhead is.
I do.
So I went to Motorhead at Riley's. It's like a bar on 33rd Street in Idlewild. It's not there anymore, but it used to be there. I've seen so many bands there, like Guar. And then I saw Corrosion of Conformity opening for Motorhead. Oh God, that's the only two I could think of off the top of my head. But I know I saw so many more, and like that Motorhead show, like I went into the mosh pit because I was young and in shape back then, and I went in there and like the Corrosion of Conformity, who was like a rank, hardcore, heavy speed punk band, like that mosh pit, like fucked me up. Like, oh man, people were swinging, and it was like a scrap.
Oh.
It was like 40 people like fighting, and half of them were like big, huge biker dudes, and like I was like a skinny little 120-pound mohawk, you know, like camo pant, fucking combat boot, like punk rocker, you know. And I just got frickin' thumped, man. Jeez. It was, that was probably one of the craziest mosh pits I've ever been in. And then I got to see Pantera. Pantera is like a heavy metal band. Super fucking good. One of the first cassette tapes I stole from Uncle Devin, actually, when I was like 12 or 13, was Vulgar Display Power by Pantera.
Shout out Uncle Devin.
Right, shout out to Uncle Devin again. And I saw them at Sass Place with like Doug Ferguson, my buddy, and I was up in the bleachers or whatever, and I was freaking out, man. I was freaking out because like I was watching Dimebag Darrell and Phil. Like at the time they were a huge part of my life. Pantera. Me and Jesse Louie listened to them all the time, and that was super good. And I was spazzing out. Nobody else was spazzing out around me. Nobody else. And like on stage, like Dimebag Darrell like points up to like the area that we were in. Doug, you can attest to this. You were there, buddy. Like pointed up at me, and like I looked around, and like everybody was like looking at me. I was just like, Dimebag Darrell just pointed at me. I was freaking out, but I was like, I don't know, 400 feet away from the guy or something like that, right? But straight up, cool. And Dimebag Darrell is actually the guy that at a concert, a crazy fan got up on stage and like shot him in the head, and he died. Really? Yeah, that's how he died. So people that have seen Dimebag Darrell in person have like a certain credibility. Right. You know what I mean? They have before he passed. Yeah. And like he I don't know, he pointed at me, you know? Yeah. So he saw me personally. So I mean that's like an extra level of credential. That's right. Yeah, he remembered. He's like, that kid in Saskatoon is awesome, you know? Wow. Yeah, for sure. That's happened. Sick. Yeah. That's cool. Those are probably my two craziest ones. Nice. You know?
Yeah, the mosh pit that I went into that one time, it was like a fight. People were just like shoving each other and stuff. But
mosh pit culture has definitely changed. Yeah. It's not quite as rank as it used to be. Yeah. Probably a good thing though.
Yeah. So that people don't get beat.
People don't die. Yeah. No more deaths at the fucking concerts. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I do have a similar experience to that, where one time when I went to see Selena Gomez, I think I went with Talissa one time.
Oh yeah, maybe Talissa and Amy, and your mom.
Yeah, and then we like went to the side. The concert was like almost over. And we went to the side, and me and Talissa were waving at Selena Gomez from like the side. She's like performing. She's not like paying attention to us. And then she looks at us and she waves back at us. Mm-hmm. So I sort of have a similar experience.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you and Selena are connected on a special level. Yeah. I see that. I can feel that in your aura for sure. Yeah. That
had a lasting impact on who I am as a person today. So shout out Selena Gomez if she's listening.
Straight up. Yeah. She'll hear it someday. Yeah.
One day, yeah. Maybe one day I'll have her. Who knows?
Yeah. You know, I tried to take you to Kiss, and you refused.
I did?
Yeah. You said, no, I don't want to go to that. You asked who they were, so I put on a video, and you're just like, nope. So your brothers, Cole and Sean, that was their first concert ever. I had a ticket for you too. But you were just like not willing to do it.
I would go now.
But you were like, I don't know, 8 or something, right? That was right in your terrible music phase.
True.
Yeah.
That was in my One Direction phase.
Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking about. Horrible.
Don't even
dissing
One Direction.
I'm dissing for sure.
Don't even. Yeah. I'm going to delete this episode now. You're not allowed on
One Direction should go One Direction, and that's away.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't know that I refused. I thought that it was just Cole and Sean that one.
You had the option, but you didn't want to go. Yeah. So you could have said, oh, I saw Kiss. But nope.
Nope. I don't have that anymore.
That's right. No, it's okay.
Wow.
They're there. Yeah.
Do they still do concerts?
Oh, probably. They'll probably do concerts till they're dead.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see Kiss, like Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, anyways, you'll see them with like just their heads in a jar, like still singing, you know.
Yeah. They'll be like
2,000 years from now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they're still touring, but I don't know.
I don't know.
After COVID, it's really hard to tell. You know, it's really hard to tell like what's going to happen and who's going to get back out there. There are some tours coming through again, though. So, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'd like to see Ween again. Ween was a good show. Do you ever listen to Ween?
Yeah, they're a band.
They're weird. Super weird, but they're like super good. I freaking love them. And me and Uncle Devin saw them live. That was a really good show.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love concerts. Super fun. I had another idea of a topic to do movies. We're pushing like 40 minutes though, but we can talk about it for a little bit.
Well, I don't know. There's always next time.
Or you could tell the viewers why you're mad at me for episode 7 and what happened.
Oh, you dumb girls. Okay, so you called the episode the Stone Ape Theory, and then you talked about it.
He's pulling out his notes.
I just don't want to get messed up, and it's gonna be quick and simple. But you're like, oh, I don't know. He was telling me about how like monkeys used to eat mushrooms, and then there was like people, and your girlfriends were like, oh my god, that's so cool, and like. Holy crap, did you get that wrong? And you're just like, oh, my dad told me this thing one time. I'm pretty sure he was like drunk. And then he just went off on this thing. So it's like, you're silly. You're absolutely silly.
I did explain it after that though. I did some research. I watched a couple videos.
On a different episode?
No.
On the same episode?
Oh. We like talked about it for like 5 minutes and then moved on.
And then you started talking about you eating mushrooms, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah. Well, you're going to have to try it eventually. Like, it's supposed to be, like, good for the brain. Even, like, microdosing. It's a scientific... They're sciencing the shit out of it now and figuring all these things out. So, basically, Terrence McKenna was... Terrence and... What the heck's his brother's name? Dennis. Terrence and Dennis McKenna believe that psilocybin mushrooms were the evolutionary catalyst from which, like, language and projective imagination and the arts and religion and philosophy and science came from in early... human, you know, like we're Homo sapien, like like Homo before us.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, right?
Homosexual.
No, not homosexuals. Like Homo erectus or Homo, you know, all of those like pre-human, pre-Homo sapien species, right? They think that the mushrooms may have encouraged them to like figure out language and communicate. And this is all like evolutionary stuff. So if you're thinking about the evolution of man, it's like millions and millions of years, right? And like we've like Homo sapiens only been around for like what 200,000 years or something like that, right? So this is like millions of years ago when the jungle started drying up and monkeys came out of the trees. And you got to believe in Darwin's theory of evolution in order to think about this as an actual aspect, right? Which I think I'm an evolutionarist.
Me too.
I think that's the most logical place, right? But during those millions of years at some point, with the introduction to like mushrooms from the prairies added into their diets, some of them being psilocybin, they figure over the course of like that million years is encouraged the human brain to double in size, which allowed for language development, which allowed for, and this isn't like, you know, one monkey ate a mushroom and like wrote the fucking Bible. You know, it's like millions of years, you know? That's all. And I thought it was hilarious how you just like...
I just shat all over your...
Oh, man. No, you didn't shat all over it. You're just being silly. Like, and then you named the whole episode that. I was just like, what are you doing? You crazy girls.
I clickbaited all of my viewers. I'm sorry,
big time.
guys.
Yeah, totally. Stone Ape Theory. Oh, cool. In like 4 seconds.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, the conversation just like... Because Paris didn't know much about it, so it's kind of hard to have a conversation when now that, both of you guys aren't like familiar with the topic.
Right.
So I just thought that it was funny, and like as soon as I posted that, I was like, my dad's gonna get mad at me for this.
I wasn't mad at all, but like I was driving to PA with your brother for his football game, and I was just like, whatever. I don't want to listen to his terrible music, so I put in your podcast because I was going to be in there for. I don't like to listen to bit by bit. I want to listen to one whole thing, right? So if I'm driving somewhere for an hour, then that's perfect time for me to do it. Or if I'm just sitting here doing nothing, you know, I'll listen to it or something like that rather than, you know, bit by bit.
Right.
and we were driving, and as soon as you started talking about it, just like I almost had to pull over. I was laughing so hard, like you silly girls.
Shout out Paris.
Yeah, shout out Paris.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun.
That was a good episode, and then I ended up sharing it on Facebook because like it was funny, man. That was you guys are funny.
Yeah. I don't even know, like that. Yeah, we talked about it for a couple minutes, and then we started talking about like taxidermy and stuff. What are your thoughts?
Oh
on
yeah,
taxidermy?
yeah. You wanted to get stuffed or something, right? Who's?
I know. I said.
Or your pet? Was it your pet or a person?
No, we were talking about like people, because like there are like world leaders that have been stuffed.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like
right.
That.
That's how it went.
So we were talking about how weird that is.
Is the queen gonna get stuffed?
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Probably
like,
not.
I'm a hunter and I like hunting, but I don't think I'd ever put like a deer head on my wall.
Yeah.
You know, I would have like a nice clean looking deer skull on my like bookshelf or something.
Right.
But I don't think I would. You know, I'm a substance hunter. I hunt to feed my family and friends.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a trophy hunter.
Right.
Which a taxidermist, you know, essentially serves the trophy hunter.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'd kill a bear. I don't like that. Might be the only time I would is like have a bear rug with the skull on it. But I wouldn't go out to just kill a bear because I don't intend to eat a bear.
Right.
So I mean, if I was out in the bush and like a bear attacked me and I had no choice but to defend myself and shoot it and kill it, then I would probably get a bear rug made or something.
Right.
But
is that like considered taxidermy? Is bear rugs?
Sure.
Is that a?
Well, I don't know, isn't it?
Well, isn't it just like the fur? I guess if you have the head on it.
Yeah. Right.
That's true.
Right. I don't know.
True.
I don't know much about taxidermy.
Me neither.
Yeah. No.
Maybe I'll have a taxidermist on here.
I
That'd be
know.
cool.
Yeah. My grandpa Kyle was a fur seller. Well, he was a fur buyer for the Hudson Bay for a long, long time, and then he became a fur seller after he retired. So he would like trap, you know, muskrats and beavers and ermines and, you know, all those different animals. He had a big trap line around Prince Albert, and he sold fur. So that's about the depth of my knowledge in that kind of industry vein. You know, I think a few levels up from that would probably be taxidermist or like a hide tanner or like a tannery or stuff like that. But like I would just skin the muskrat on a paddle and then he would dry it and then he would sell them. That's about as much as I know.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, we're pushing like 50 minutes almost, so I think we could wrap this up.
Yeah,
but,
I'm good.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, I love you lots.
Yeah,
I'm super happy to see you, and I'm super happy to be your fourth guest, first male guest on the morning coffee pod. That's right. I'm opening up doors here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's right. Breaking the stigma for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope that you guys
it was a good chat. I hope you have fun in your concerts, and I hope you and your friend are safe and you do.
Maybe
do well.
Point me out in the crowd.
Yeah, and then you get you get that travel bug in you, and
I will for sure, probably.
Yeah, you and K-Tron. Shout out to K-Tron.
Shout out Carissa.
Yeah, have fun, my girl.
Episode.
Yeah.
I literally I mentioned her in at least one time in at least every.
Oh yeah,
episode.
for sure. Yeah. Well, she's the bestie, right?
True.
Yeah, K-Tron.
But
K-Tron 4000.
K-Tron 4000. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And do you want to like plug anything that you have? Like, I don't know.
Drink coffee.
Drink
coffee and listen to music.
Drink coffee, listen to music, and read my dad's story about a vegan zombie when it gets released. So,
quick little blurb there.
Yeah.
Now the pressure's on. Damn it.
But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next week. So, goodbye.
Bye bye.
Peace out.